the cost of living varies greatly from country to country, with some places being relatively inexpensive to live in. Obviously, that's not the case in other locations. The cost of living for people all over the world has risen to new heights as a result of the rising rate of inflation. This video ranks the countries discussed in terms of their general cost of living. Keep in mind that even if the price of living in a country is high, some cities in that country may still not be that expensive, as high taxes, wages, food, housing, and transportation costs can all contribute to a high price of living for residents. On top of that, the living standards and wages in these nations are quite high. Listed below are the top 10 countries in which it costs the most to live. Number 10. Japan. Living expenses in Japan are notoriously high. The capital city of Tokyo consistently ranks among the top 10 most expensive places to live worldwide. In Japan, renters typically spend the largest percentage of their income, followed by transportation and car maintenance. A single individual in one of Japan's major cities, like Tokyo or Osaka, can expect to spend about $2,800 per month on food, transportation, and lodging. 9th, Denmark. From restaurants to groceries to gas, living in Denmark is not for those on a tight budget. Everything has a very high price tag. Although the cost of living is high in Denmark, the good news is that wages are also higher than in other countries around the world. Copenhagen, the country's capital, is widely regarded as one of the world's most expensive places to live. The cost of living is lower outside of the capital, but it is still not cheap. For 8th place, we have Ireland. Ireland has a relatively high cost of living compared to other European nations, but it's not the priciest. Dublin, the nation's capital, has a higher cost of living than the rest of the country and is frequently compared to London. Rising rents in Dublin are likely attributable to the exodus of British businesses in the wake of Brexit. The 7th spot goes to Norway. When it comes to the high cost of living, Norway is right up there with its Scandinavian neighbors. Expats estimate that a month's worth of expenses for a single person comes to about $3,150. Taxi fares, for example, can be twice as much as they are in other parts of Europe, and food is similarly expensive. The high level of taxation in Norway helps finance a wide range of well-regarded public services, and the vast majority of workers in the country's diverse industries, from academia to hospitality, take home very generous paychecks. Singapore, at number 6. Singapore is now the 6th most costlier place in the world to live for expatriates, down from the 5th spot it held a year ago. There is currently an average monthly cost of living for a single person of about $3,200. A lack of land and natural resources is a major contributor to Singapore's high cost of living. Number 5. Iceland. This Nordic island has become increasingly popular among millennial travel bloggers and ecotourists. Even though housing costs aren't a major contributor, the overall cost of living is quite high. Rents are about half of what they would be in New York City. The costliest part of the meal is the food itself. The cost of groceries will add up quickly. Due to isolation from the rest of Europe and a lack of arable land, high food prices are a result of the country's reliance on expensive imports. In this country, a month's rent or mortgage payment will run you about $3,300. Number 4. The Bahamas. The Bahamas is one of the most well-known and high-priced Caribbean island nations. It's a great place to live, even though it's primarily a tourist attraction. Despite the high prices of living, many extremely wealthy people choose to settle here because of the many banking and tax advantages available. There is currently an average cost of living of about $3,400 per year for a single person in this island nation. The 3rd place goes to Luxembourg. Because of its high GDP per resident, competitive wages, and generous tax incentives, Luxembourg has gained worldwide renown. It is the sixth smallest country in Europe, and it shares borders with France, Belgium, and Germany. However, its cost of living is near the highest in Europe. Assuming one has no dependents, the average monthly cost of living in this country is about $3,600. There is a severe housing shortage, which is the primary cause of the high cost of living. Switzerland is in second place. It's no secret that Switzerland ranks high on the list of costlier countries to live in. Everything from groceries to hotel rooms, clothing, restaurants, and medical care is prohibitively expensive in this country. The cost of living is extremely high, with many saying it is the highest of any country in the world. Monaco ranks first. It's the second smallest country in the world, but it has everything a person could want in terms of luxury. On average, a one-bedroom apartment in this state will set you back between $4,000 and $5,000 per year to rent, which is a major contributor to the state's high cost of living. To put it another way, a month's worth of rent and basic necessities will set you back about $7,300 on average in the United States.